Hello friends, what happy news. That is a typical late afternoon thunderstorm, and we have not had a decent thunderstorm with actual rain arriving in over 8 months. We had 5 millimeters of very faint drizzle over a week and a half ago, and the rainfall basically evaporated almost instantly because it was so incredibly hot with temperatures over 40 degrees centigrade, and many areas have been burning because of the extreme dry weather. So the sudden downpour of rainfall is typical of the Little Karoo, the Klein Karoo in Oudtshoorn, Western Cape of South Africa, and this is the view from the Meerkatmanchen research base, looking up at the Stone Dojo gym. If you want an exact location, you can Google Maps search the Stone Dojo gym. This is the weather forecast right now. No artificial intelligence lies, AI lies, and deception here. No pretend weather. Yeah. A big shout out to you, Eugene Fourie, the bee man. All the bees, the bee children in the bee hotels are going to be getting a nice drink. Look at that beautiful light coming through there now. And even though it was only a few minutes of downpour, we already had at least 4 millimeters of rainfall. I will be checking that. However, we are still in the eye of the storm. Yeah. Pre-storm winds hit us about 5 minutes ago, friends. Delighted to say this is the start of the reserve river finally flowing again after 8 months of terrible drought. The water mongoose, Atelix peludinosus, will finally have a river to swim in again, as will Herpestes ichneumon, the Egyptian mongoose, and Aeonyx capensis, the Cape clawless otters, which have been scavenging around in the little pools that have been left after the drought, which I have dug for them through the parched sand of the river system. Yeah, and now we will be getting that rainfall coming down from the mountains. For those who follow my work, Mongoose Magic Moments and Meerkat Magic Moments, you will know how dry it has been and how incredibly hot it has been here. And the cloudless blue skies is going to try to block off some of the rainfall here because it is coming in from all directions. Very light right now. Most of the storm has passed by. However, once the eye goes past the research base, we'll be getting all that weather coming up from the Great Black Mountain Range. Yeah. Die Groot Swartberge, UNESCO World Heritage Site. You can barely see it today, friends. Yeah. Welcome to Africa. That's a thunderstorm right now. There's some serious cumulonimbus up there. They're not playing around. Yeah. Fortunately, the research base is completely off-grid. We've got solar panels, the batteries are fully charged, so we are not going anywhere with our internet connection. Unlike the terrible, unreliable South African Eskom, that's a shout out to you, you worthless company, been cutting our internet for years and years and years, every few hours as they have power outages because they can't manage their company. Shout out to all our South Africans who've been suffering from them. Look at that beautiful rainbow. Well, get solar panels, get off grid. That's the answer. Yeah, because I can promise you right now, anybody on Eskom is having a power outage right now. Yep. And here comes the rain. Oh, it's wonderful. Ah, absolutely glorious. It is difficult to fully describe this feeling for you, my viewers. Look at this. What was dust only a few minutes ago. Look at that. That's at least 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Yeah. The surface, the termites and pupa for the meerkats, the mongooses. And it's perfect timing because the Ungulungu meerkats, as you will probably know, if you followed my work, whoa, here comes the rain. That's good. Yeah, pre-storm wind. Let's get back in the base here before I destroy my phone, which is not waterproof. Yeah. Oh, that's a beautiful rainbow. stunning over the Stone Dojo gym. Anyway, as I was saying, thanks for the like there, by the way. I do appreciate it, especially for all those who suffered along with us over all these months, knowing how dry it has been. I'm so looking forward to getting the first film footage of the Reserve River flooding. It'll be magnificent to see that river in flood again. Oh, and our reserve swimming pool for the dojo will finally be usable again. Let me get back into the base here just to give you an idea. Look at that. That is more water than we've had in this area from the sky in over 8 months. Can you believe it? Just what's here on the floor. It's ridiculous. The reserve borehole has nearly almost dried up. Yeah. We were in the dire straits, and now this bit of rainfall will accumulate up in the mountains to the north, and it will definitely bring down a lot of water because the reserve river is starting to flow way up, about 20 kilometers away. And that was over a week ago. That means the underground water is starting to rise, and with this rainfall, it will definitely flow. I'm so happy. These semi-desert ecosystems like this, whoa, that rainbow is absolutely magnificent. You are indeed fortunate if you're seeing it right now. Oh, I've got some comments from our friends. My question to you, my friend, have you ever tried to do a rain dance? Yes, that's a funny one there. We do get interesting comments from our visitors from around the world. Whoa, a double rain dance. There you go. Look at that. Get on it. Puff Daddy Juice. Yeah. That's a very bizarre nickname, by the way, Puff Daddy Juice. I hope you've seen our Puff Adder video, Bitters Irritants. Yeah. Look at that. A double rainbow over the Stone Dojo gym. Storms here because the rain usually comes from the direction of Cape Town, and now it is going towards Cape Town. It is very, very strange to have the wind blowing that direction. Capetonian, yes, I hear you. The water restrictions were absolutely terrible before. Yeah, we were all worrying about that. But this is good because every day, of course, in the Western Cape of South Africa is a day closer to the cooler weather and our winter rainfall pattern. So we through the worst drought time, November, December, January, and early Feb. What a relief. But it is especially good for the wildlife in the reserve. I'm really happy for them because the dominant female of the Tsabokolodi yellow mongoose group could be giving birth today, anytime until early March, and we should be seeing babies hopefully by mid-March. So this is perfect timing. We need a lot more rainfall, but this is the start, and it's enough to at least bring the insects to the surface again that have been dormant through the drought. Yeah, what a pleasure. I'm not turning in the other direction for now, otherwise I will get blasted by the wind and the rain. It's just going past me at the moment. Let's see if I can block it off slightly there. Yeah, look at that. So we've got a few patches of blue sky. It's really bizarre, and that's why I wanted to show our overseas viewers what an African thunderstorm can be like. Of course, it's nothing like being in Kibale rainforest at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Uganda, Central Africa on the equator. That is serious, serious rain there. It's basically like having yourself thrown into a swimming pool. It's not like a few little drops which I can actually count as they come down here. It is a solid curtain of rainfall, and then it stops after about an hour every afternoon. It's incredible. Beautiful. I love it. Hey, thanks for all the likes, my friends. Everybody loves the rainfall, yeah? And even those people complaining, like our friends in Italy, remember remember, if you don't have the rainfall, you'll be wishing it was raining. Yeah, because drought is an absolutely terrible thing, especially in wildlife conservation. We provide artificial watering points for the animals, but many of them suffer. A lot of them have moved to the reserve because I have a permanent water feature which I make sure is always full of water, even if I buy water bottles and fill it up manually. Yeah, but we've seen really bad drought conditions in the past. This 8+ was starting to look very dire. But the borehole of the reserve still hasn't dried up. Our main one, we've got 6 in total. In fact, we're very fortunate. We only use 1 though. Most of the time, even if we don't get rainfall here on the reserve, we're getting the mountain catchment snow. It's difficult to perhaps believe that that mountain range to the north can be absolutely covered in white carpets of snow. Thick, thick snow. Yeah, I've been up there after watching meerkats in the morning with 40 degrees centigrade heat, and then in the afternoon I've been in sub-zero conditions making a snow meerkat. Yep, I make snow meerkats, not snowmen. Snow people. I made a snow meerkat in Britain in the 90s, probably the first one ever made in the world. Anyway, yeah, so it's difficult to imagine watching semi-desert animals and then seeing a mountain with snow, and that's exactly why I called my research project Meerkat Magic Moments, because nobody believed that they could be here with mountains. And you will see that in my Meerkats book from 2016, meerkats with mountains and snow on the mountains behind them. The first time the species was ever recorded with mountains and snow. Yep, facts. They were never shown to occur in this valley. It took me a long time to find them here. And back in 2001 when I did, the Ungulungu Meerkat group became world famous, and they still are. They're still protected, and this is all part of the territory along with it. Suricate yellow mongoose group, the dominant female there who's currently heavily pregnant, for those who have been following the news. Incidentally, please do check out the recent videos I put up today. Add your comments for the names for the future generations of baby meerkats. I've already had a suggestion of Timone from the Lion King, of course, for one of the 4 babies that was born in December last year. And then we've got the Suricate yellow mongoose group babies coming along very soon, possibly even this afternoon. She was heavily pregnant this morning and she was very tired, which is a good sign that the babies are almost here. Yeah, and then of course there's the Shongololo grey mongoose family. There are 4 of them. They're incredibly shy and secretive at the moment. Hopefully in the next few years we'll be able to get some live streams of them as well. I did see them 2 days ago. The babies are looking well. I still call them babies, but in fact they are teenagers, juveniles, going on 3 months now. They're just about 16 centimeters long, probably weighing around 250 grams only. As adults they'll weigh up to about 850 grams, pretty much the same as a meerkat and a yellow mongoose adult. Here's what it would usually look like. Just to give you a comparison, friends, look at that. That's what we usually see. Just bright blue, roastingly hot weather, day in, day out, for months and months and months. I'm talking about not even 1 millimeter of rainfall in over 8 months. It's ridiculous. It really has been a hectic drought. Look at all these thunderers, as I like to call them, coming over. Call one baby Puff Daddy. All right, that sounds good. But Puff Daddy Juice, if you want that name, you must add it into the comments on the videos. Otherwise, it will not go in, yeah, to the naming pool. You can check any of the videos, put in your comment. I like that, Puff Daddy. Wolf. Yeah, I'm enjoying the commentary there. Good stuff. Thanks everyone. I hope you're having a great day out there. It's good to have you with us in the Meerkatmagic Valley Reserve. Yeah, here you can see my old beaten up Meerkat Mansion research base, We keep it very simple out here. It's all about the animals and keeping the place wild. That is why we are completely off-grid now. That massive tower up there is all coming off the solar panel system right now. Fortunately, it was fully charged over today. Look at that bit of rainbow. Now, a few days ago, we had a massive build-up, and I thought we were going to have a storm, so I did an evening live stream. And it was all fake. Not even one drop of rainfall arrived. So since then, if you have a look at that live stream under the live stream playlist section, this is the first bit of rainfall we haven't. Yeah. The good news is, yeah, you can see for yourself. When you start seeing pools of water like this, that means the ground is already saturated enough. This is excellent. Many people have asked me, well, what happens to all the animals that I study here? All the fossorial mammals. That's why I call their burrow system nature's stormwater gutters. Vast amounts of water can channel into the ground quickly, and it slopes upwards many meters beneath the ground, and then there's an upward slope. Of course, these burrows are maintained by expert architects. And as I like to say in nature, if there are any wrinkles, they are ironed out quickly. So if there is a bad design, it is destroyed very quickly, and those who made it are destroyed with it. It's the terrible reality of nature. There is no room for error. Yeah, and that's how the meerkats and mongooses inherit and maintain existing burrow structures, these wildlife hotels as I call them, potentially for thousands and thousands of years. Yeah, right now they'll be lovely and warm under the ground. It's about 10 degrees warmer underground than on a cold day on the surface, and about 10 degrees cooler depending on surface temperatures. It's like an air conditioning unit or a blanket. Wildlife hotels that I've recently built. Oh, I see there's another comment. Yeah, I agree with you there. That is correct. That is why I like to say I bring you the real weather forecast. That's why I'm doing this. I don't just film the wildlife. I like to show you what's really happening so you can see the diaries, the episodes, the adventures of the animals here as their lives unfold. Exactly. Self-driving cars, brain surgery. Shout out there, Puff Daddy Juice. Thanks for that comment. And the weather is so off almost always, yeah. We were supposed to have massive floods over a week and a half ago, and they didn't even arrive. I'm laughing in relief, I promise you now. I've been so worried. Yeah. If that borehole was to dry up, that is seriously bad news. Yeah. And now at least we're getting that subterranean water table replenished. All right, it looks like that is the end of this little thunder shower, and that's why I wanted to show it to you. Short and sweet. And that's how it can be in South Africa with these thunderers. They come in, make a big noise, throw a few drops, and then they move on. Yeah, that's why I'm in a semi-desert ecosystem by choice. That's why the meerkats are here. They can't be in areas which are pouring with rain all the time. They would die of hypothermia. They don't go out and get soaked by rainfall. And therefore, if it rains for a few days, they basically starve underground. It's terrible. That's why many people didn't believe they would be here. And many still don't believe they're here, and they are. Yeah. They are shown to be in the Great Karoo, over that mountain range to the north, over 2,000 plus meters high. Oh, look, there's snow on the mountain. They say, no, meerkats can be here. Yeah, and people believe that for as long as people were in the Western Cape. And to put that in perspective, everybody, that's since Jan van Riebeeck and his crew came along in 1652. Yeah, in Cape Town. Puff Daddy Juice, you'll know about that. So since then, Nobody thought there were meerkats in the little Karoo. Oh, Otsaran, ostriches, yes, Kango caves, no meerkats. I was like, yes, there are meerkats here. No, no meerkats. Government conservation, officials telling me, no, no meerkats. So I said, listen, guys, I've come all the way from the Kalahari Desert after spending 7 years studying these animals. They're here. Oh, no, no, they can't be here. Look at the mountains, look at the snow. They're around sand dunes and deserts. Yeah, well, our live stream proves that to be wrong. In December, we did a live stream with 4 baby meerkats here in this valley. Yes, wild meerkats that I've been protecting since 2001. Anyway, it amuses me that people can live right next to wildlife and not even know that they are there. And I can tell you now, there are leopards, Cape leopards, Pantheropods, less than 1 kilometer away from where I am right now. There are wild baboon, the Piocenis, even closer. There are ant bear, the Ricteropus afer, Protellus cristatus. Yes, that's the oddwolf. Many people aren't even aware what that is. It's an insect eater. Many people think it is a striped hyena. Crocuta crocuta. It is not. It is not Hyena brunea. Brown hyena. Yes. Protellus cristatus. Incredibly secretive creatures. I mention them now because in the Kalahari Desert they call them the Veerwolf. And I thought, what guys? You've been in the sun too long. Because there are no werewolves out here. Lycanthropy, but in fact that's a reference to the sound of the growling that it makes when it is in a burrow, because it is also a digging animal. The weather wolf, the thunder wolf, because of the growl. And yet it eats almost exclusively termite food. Yeah, very misunderstood animal, and that is one of the reasons why I call it part of the Shy Five, along with the porcupine, the meerkats, the bat-head fox, the ant bear, and of course these animals all occur here, along with the honey badger, Melivorica pensis, Canis mesomelus, blackback jackal, Felis caracal. Just throwing out some scientific names for you out there. You can Google reference them if you like. The point is they're all here, all around us, and although there are a dozen, I think it's a dozen official languages the last I checked in South Africa, there are so many different common names. And I'm going to do a shout out for our international viewers as well as other friends, starting off with my Swahili friends, Ujambo,